They said I was too sensitive, too dramatic, too much. And they said it like it was a curse. But they never stopped to wonder what made me that way, did they? No, they just laughed, just turned their backs, just walked away while I stood there holding the pieces of a heart no one ever truly asked to understand. I wasn't born broken, I was shattered piece by piece, with every cold shoulder, every fake smile, every "I'm fine" that was never fine at all. I learned early on that the world doesn't hand out kindness. It hands out masks, and the trick is learning how to wear yours without forgetting the face beneath it. I forgot. Oh, how I forgot. I became who they wanted me to be, and in doing so, I lost everything I ever was. I smiled while drowning. I laughed while dying. I performed while bleeding. And the audience, they applauded. They always applaud the tragedy as long as it's wrapped in a punchline. But no one claps when the curtain falls and you're left alone with your own echo. That's when the real show begins. That's when the laughter turns into screaming and the makeup becomes war paint. You want dark. I'll give you dark. I'll give you the kind of darkness that doesn't ask for forgiveness, the kind that rises from silence, the kind that remembers everything, every betrayal, every goodbye. Every time they made me feel like I was the problem. I wasn't the problem. I was the proof. Proof that the world fears what it doesn't understand. Proof that love isn't always gentle. Proof that sometimes the villain is just the victim who ran out of tears. I don't cry anymore. I don't beg. I don't hope. I set fire to all of that. And from those flames I walked out grinning, not because it didn't hurt. God, it did. But because pain doesn't control me anymore. I made it my weapon. I made it my gospel. I made it my reason. So when they look at me now with that fear in their eyes, I want to laugh. Because they created this. They built this monster with every lie, every silence. Every time they watched me fall and chose not to reach out, I used to ask why they left, why they hurt me, why I was never enough. Now I don't care. Now I don't need answers. I am the result. I am the aftermath. They wanted me quiet. Now I roar. They wanted me soft. Now I cut. They wanted me gone. Now I haunt. There's power in pain when you learn how to wear it. When you stitch your wounds into armor and wear your scars like medals, no one can touch you. No one can take from you what you already gave away. I gave them everything. My time, my love, my trust. And in return, they gave me a grave. But I dug myself out, claw by claw, breath by breath, madness by madness. They said I changed. Damn right I did. I stopped pretending. I stopped apologizing. I stopped trying to be the version of me they could control. Now I'm something else. Something they can't predict. Something they can't tame. I don't want their love anymore. I want their silence. I want the stunned hush that follows the realization that I survived everything they threw at me and turned it into fire. You think this smile is fake? It's not. It's the most honest thing about me. It's the product of 1,000 nights spent begging the sky for mercy. It's the souvenir of every time I was told to sit down, shut up, stay small. I'm not small anymore. I'm not safe. I am chaos. I am fury. I am the embodiment of everything they feared I'd become if they didn't keep me caged. And now that I'm free, oh, how beautifully I destroy. Not out of hate, but out of justice, out of balance, out of the poetic truth that you can only push someone so far before they push back. And I pushed. Hard. I burned the bridges, I lit the past, I danced in the ashes of the life they tried to write for me. I am the author now. I hold the pen. And this story, it's not a tragedy anymore. It's a reckoning. It's a rebellion. It's a resurrection. They buried the wrong person. They left the wrong soul to rot. Because I didn't rot, I evolved. I grew fangs. I grew wings. I turned the cage into a throne. And now, I sit on it with blood on my hands and peace in my heart. Not the kind of peace they sell you in fairy tales. The real kind. The kind that comes when you stop running from who you are. When you stop trying to be gentle in a world that only responds to fire. I am that fire. I am the storm. I am the end of their comfort and the beginning of their consequence. So let them talk, let them whisper, let them scream. I hear it all. I remember it all, and I smile, because I am not the weak one. I am not the broken one. I am not the one who gave up. I stood up. I fought back. I tore down every lie they built around me and replaced it with the truth that I am not afraid anymore. Not of pain, not of loneliness, not of being called crazy, because crazy is just what they call people who refuse to live by their rules. Crazy is just the name they give to freedom. And if being free means being feared, so be it. I'll wear that fear like a crown. I'll walk through their world with my head high, my hands stained with survival, and my soul untamed, because this is what becoming looks like. Not healing, not forgiving. Becoming everything they said I couldn't be. Becoming the thing they didn't see coming. Becoming my own salvation. And in the end, when they ask what changed, I'll look them in the eyes and say, I stopped pretending I wasn't burning. I embraced the fire, and it made me beautiful. They say time heals, but time didn't heal me. It sharpened me. It twisted the knife until I stopped bleeding and started burning. I waited for a rescue that never came, and in that silence, I found something terrifying myself. Not the version they approved of. Not the quiet one. Not the one who smiled just to be liked. But the real me. Ugly, honest, dangerous. You know what's funny? I still remember how to hope. I still remember how it felt to want love, to crave connection, to wish someone would look at me and just stay. But those memories are ghosts now. They sit beside me when the laughter fades. They whisper things I don't say out loud anymore. Like how I still check the door, still wonder if anyone notices I'm gone. Still wish the stars would answer back, but no one's coming. No one ever was, and that's okay. I don't need saving. I need silence. I need space to breathe the poison out and let the madness settle in. Because madness is the only thing that ever told me the truth, the only voice that never lied. They said I was hard to love. I made sure of it. I became impossible, unreachable, unbreakable. Not because I wanted to, but because I had to. Because the world doesn't protect the soft ones, it devours them. And I refused to be devoured, so I became the teeth. I became the darkness they warned me about. I stopped being the story and became the ending. Do I miss the old me? Sometimes. Sometimes I close my eyes and remember the way I used to feel the world so deeply it nearly drowned me. But now I swim in it. Now I drink the storm. I turned my sorrow into strategy, my grief into grit, my loneliness into legacy. And still, they look at me like I'm the villain. Maybe I am. Maybe I always was. But tell me, what else do you become when you've been burned alive and told to smile through it? What else do you become when kindness is mistaken for weakness and silence is treated like surrender? I chose not to surrender. I chose to rise. And in rising, I had to leave parts of me behind, parts that cried too easily, loved too freely, trusted too quickly. Those parts are ashes now. And from those ashes, I built a new kind of soul. One that doesn't break, only bends. One that doesn't beg, only roars. One that doesn't wish for love, only demands respect. I don't want sympathy. I don't want understanding. I want them to remember. Remember the fire. Remember the laugh. Remember that the one they called broken didn't just survive. They transformed. And maybe that's the saddest part of all. I didn't want to be a monster. I just wanted to be enough. But the world doesn't love people like me. It only fears them. So fear me. Fear what you made. Fear the consequence of every ignored scream, every silenced tear, every moment you walked away. I won't beg anymore. I won't bleed for anyone who can't see the brilliance in my madness. This is the end, my dear. The final laugh. The last breath of who I used to be. And as I fade into myth, just remember this. I was never asking for too much. I was just asking the wrong people. And now I ask nothing. I take everything, even the silence, especially the silence